right, well, welcome back to another podcast. This is Our Perspective with Brevin and Rendell.
Yep.
Today we're going to be talking about high school golf.
Yes.
And how did it affect us? And kind of we're going to take
we learned.
a little throwback. So,
Yeah.
Brevin, tell them maybe about, you went to state all 4 years.
I did. That was really cool.
Yeah, so go ahead. What'd you learn?
Sure. Well, some of you guys don't know, but we golfed for the same team.
Mm-hmm.
We played 1 year together, but just for the local school here, Garraway. I would say I learned a lot of things from golf. My first coach, so I had a coach for, I think it was 2 years. So 2 years I had a coach. He was pretty tough. He made well, maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. No, he was very like a tough, loving guy. We had a great relationship with him, but he was not afraid to tell you off. I think all the kids were in tears at some point. It was all good. We went to his house all the time, and it was super cool. Have a great relationship with him now, but so that was really good for me, just to kind of, I don't know. It really was like, it was good to be able to take it. A hard talk or a hard, thing in life comes up. I was, I'm prepared for that now. I've been through some of that stuff. But for me, the main thing with golf, like you said, I was at state 4 years. So I was a pretty good golfer. I wasn't great, but I wasn't bad. I could play. I probably could have played at college.
For sure.
Not D1, maybe D2. I could have played D2.
Yeah.
So, I would say for me, confidence was definitely the hardest part. Kind of the story I like to say on that is my last year. So I played at state every year. First 3 years was with the team. So the team made it, and then I got to play with them. And the last year, I made it myself. So the team didn't make it, and I had to play myself in. And there's something, kind of two things that happened was, so there's, in golf, you have sectionals, districts, and then the state tournament. So sectionals was, I could shoot the worst score I could ever shot, which I literally did.
Yeah, you did.
I was a senior, and at this point, I was shooting pretty good scores.
You were
on
locked
average,
in.
I was
73, 74.
I would say I was going to, I'm thinking I'll be under 76, 75.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. I go and shoot, what was it, 91?
Yeah.
Or 92, I don't know what it was. 91, I don't know.
It was also at one of the worst courses, Cambridge Country Club. Right?
And that I actually knew it before. Like before I started playing,
Yeah.
I had this bad feeling about it. I was like, I hate this course. Like every hole played to my disadvantage, literally. Like I hated that course. So I shot one of my worst rounds ever, and man, did that throw me for a loop. Thankfully, our team got through, and like very easily. I think we were still top 3 or something. Yeah. Well, then districts, it's first only the best team gets out, and is it 8 teams?
Yes, I think
there's
so.
8. So the year that I was there, only one team got out. They changed that some now, but and then there's only one individual. So as an individual, if there's other good players, like you had to be on your A game and play well. So that threw me for a loop for a while. Oh, I switched to you. It's a reaction video now.
And there were other good players that I remember.
There were.
Like, I don't know if the Niedenthals. You remember them from Strasburg?
Yeah, which thankfully Strasburg went through as a team. So we didn't.
Oh, they
have to count
did.
that.
That's right. I was thinking Highland went through, but
Yeah,
no,
no.
they didn't.
They were in a different division, but
Gotcha.
so that really, I had to just buckle down and simply play golf. Like I had to play well, and I ended up shooting 76,
Yep.
something like that.
Yep.
I don't know. Honestly, not the greatest score ever, but it was okay. And even there, that was
Probably nerve-wracking, waiting for people to come in.
yeah.
Too.
Well, what happened was I was playing well. I was until the last hole. I was at a 74. Which it would have been like 2 over. Playing pretty good. For the course and everything, I was playing well. Like, I was on my game. I knew that I was above everyone, like my coach was trying to watch and stuff. Last hole, I have hit a great drive, and I have a wedge shot, and it's over water, and I go right into the water. And at that moment, that was a key moment, one of them, but my heart just dropped. Like, I was just done. It's like, this is over. This is the end of my career right here. High school career done right now. And so I took a double and shot 76. Thankfully, somehow I got through. Someone shot.
I think it's a 78.
Someone came in with that, or there was someone on the front nine that was like 1 under.
Yeah.
And I'm just freaking out, but the coach was like, "Oh no, he's blown up." So I think he played really well in the front, like he normally doesn't shoot that. But anyway, so that was I guess kind of a faith builder as far as in golf terms, but more so in confidence. And so what happened first day at state, so it's a 2-day tournament of my senior year. Playing pretty well. I think I was 2 or 3 over on the front nine, doing okay. Like it's not like a really good score, but I was still, it was decent. And the one hole I took like was it an 8 or was it a 9, 10? I forget what it was, but I went like, I think it was like 6 over in 2 or 3 holes.
Yeah, it was bad.
Just completely ruined my round. Ended up shooting low 80s. Which still was like, it was a respectable score. It was okay. But for how I was playing, I should have been like 75, 76.
If I remember right, you were at like mid-30s, like
Yeah.
ranked.
I was 29th.
29th?
Ranked 29th. So at the end of day one, I was 29th in the field of 60 people.
Oh, I think it was like 80.
Was it actually?
I think so.
And second day, it was just, that was heartbreaking. It was like on this back nine, I'm just like down. And I just told myself, you know what? I was nervous the first day. I said, you know what? I'm just going to go out there and I'm just not going to care at all. Like, I'm just going to go play and I'm just going to see what happens. Like, don't think about it and just go. And I shoot like the first 6 holes. I've never played that well in my life.
5 under.
5 under through 6 holes.
Which,
Now,
if you know golf,
oh my goodness,
that's pro.
I was
That's
on fire.
Yeah. He made an eagle. We were watching that.
That was the most iconic moment of my
I was going to say, if there was a TV or camera, there should have been one for sure.
Anyone who's golfing, it's like 235 out. I'm a senior.
Down a ravine and then back up.
Yep. If you miss the green, you are done.
Yeah, no.
Like there's
no place to miss.
You can't.
No.
And you're gonna struggle to make par. The green's tight, like really small.
Back to front slope.
Oh,
if you're long, it's nope.
So I go and stripe a hybrid, and I mean put it to like, it was probably still 15, 20 foot.
Remember, it was a left to right breaker.
Yep. And I gave it had some speed, but I sank the putt for an eagle, and I mean it was just like, okay, let's go. So I'm just playing out of my mind. I end up shooting 1 under then. Which I was really proud of myself for being able to. After 6 holes, I was like, okay, take a breather, just continue to play, and it kind of got in my head a little bit. But
you didn't blow up, though.
I fought
think.
through it.
Yeah, I see. Just a couple bogeys.
I don't. Did I even have a double?
I don't think
I did.
so, huh?
Just
had a couple bogeys.
Yeah. And that was. I ended up actually 9th place, and so I got All Ohio in honors, which was really cool. I think second team. I'm not sure how that worked, but All Ohio. So that was a really cool way to recap my kind of high school career. But I would say the main thing, like I said before, was the confidence. That was like looking back at myself now versus back then. Oh, I could play so much better now. One thing. And this is, I guess, anyone who's watching who's in sports or maybe even like a coach is, and I played basketball as well, and this is the one thing I wish I would have been told is, and this is something it's kind of cheesy, but this is something I tell myself now, is when I'm doing something I'm kind of nervous about it, for example, like golf. If I'm over a tee shot and water right, OB left, can't miss, I always tell myself, I say, you were made to do this. Like, you have prepared yourself, and you go and look back at all the work you put in. And I'm like, dude, we're good.
You've hit
like,
how many thousands of fairways?
Yeah,
You're
like
fine.
I've done this. Like, this is what I'm made to do. Like, I'm a golfer. This is what I do. And I kind of give myself that pep talk right now, but it's so good. And I actually see that more in basketball than anything. So basketball, I was always an awkward size because I was like, at one point I was kind of training with the guards, but I was tall enough to where and it's too slow to be a guard. So then I was with the forwards or like the bigs, but I wasn't big enough. And I was just this awkward middle. And obviously I filled out a lot more since then, but I now have so much more confidence, and I've completely changed my game from being like just kind of I was okay, but not great, to like, I can play. If I play well, like I can take over a game. So that I'd encourage anyone playing sports or being a coach and just in life in general, even talking in front of people. It's like, no, I got this. Like, let's do it. Like, take it. Don't look at a challenge and look and just see, oh, it's too big, I can't do it. Look at it as, yeah, like, let's do this. I can do this for sure. So that's my view on kind of what I took away from golf. I really wish I would have heard that. Like the coach just telling me, I mean, he would do other stuff, but it's like, you got this. Like, this is what you're made to do. I mean, you've golfed every day for years, almost every day. But anyway, what are kind of your, you had said something, you got a story about the state tournament?
Yep, yeah. I do. So, well, I guess I'll start it off by saying that same coach that you had said that had that tough love.
Yeah.
So he wasn't the head coach for me, but he was kind of like a mentor. He was, I don't know. Yeah, he was helping us with the mental side of golf pretty much.
Yeah.
And then he was really good at that. I mean, he
was.
You'll toughen up.
Yep.
So I don't know. He always said something he said it was called E plus R equals O, which stood for event plus your response equals your outcome.
Oh, that's a throwback.
Yeah.
I remember that, but I completely forgot it.
Yeah.
What was it? So
E plus R equals O. So any event, something that happens to you that you can't control.
Yes, out of your control. Yep.
Plus your response determines your outcome, which is good.
So pretty much it's about your response.
Yeah.
It's how you respond to it. Absolutely.
So I remember that, like that story. Yeah, I don't know. Never forgot that.
Yeah.
So I went to state with my team my last 2 years of high school, so junior and senior year. So we were playing, it's junior year, day one, first time at state. I think.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So.
States, and for you guys that don't know, like the state tournament, if you, like, I was very blessed to be able to play all 4 years.
Oh.
But it is, like, that experience is, you're there, and I think this applies to anything, but you're with a group that has worked so hard, all the teams, like, to get to that point. It's like
the whole season.
This
like
is the best of the best Ohio has to offer. And, especially if you can finish well and do decent. Like, I ended up from 29th, I jumped to 9th place in one day. And that's in the state of Ohio, in that division.
Yeah.
But so probably still top.
Oh, for
probably
sure.
about top 25.
For sure. Oh, easy, yeah.
So that's cool. But anyway.
Yeah, I would say public schools for sure, because they always had private schools that were recruiting or whatever. But
also, I just switched to me. Sorry.
Anyway, reaction. Remember? So, so it's hole 6 at North Star Golf Club.
I hate that course. Okay.
Well, I love it actually, which is funny because of my
do.
experience. But I've actually had good rounds there for the most part, other than this one.
Oh boy, here we go.
Here we go. Yeah. So I remember hole 6. I'm 2 over through 5, which I guess I was a junior, so it's good. I mean, we're kind of just we're just moving along.
For the nerves, it's
Yeah, for sure. I think I parred the first hole, which was huge for me. I mean.
At the home course, you'd be kind of ticked.
Oh, for sure, No, but I mean, it's a long course too.
Yeah, it's not easy.
So, hole 6, I'm 2 over through 5, and it's a pretty long hole. It's windy and fairly cold. I'd say it's like 50s. I don't know. Anyway, hit my drive right into the weeds.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay. At the time, back then, I was I didn't play super smart, so I was like, I can hit it out of the weeds. I didn't want to take a lateral penalty or whatever.
Yep.
So I actually do hit it out of the weeds into the rough, and I have 180 in, and I hit a 5-iron because it was into the wind. And there's water, there's a bank, so the green sits like 30 feet above the water, and it rolls, like there's a slope in front. Remember, I just I think, I don't know. I didn't shank it, but I hit it bad, like straight into the water.
Yeah.
And I was hitting 3 already on a par 4. So now, drop 4, I'm hitting 5. So I'm in the fairway. Yep. So I'm like, okay, if I can salvage a triple, maybe it'll be fine. Shank it, dead shank in the water.
Oh no.
So I drop again, and that green is massive too. I mean, it's like, I'm not kidding, 40 yards long from front to back, and I hit it and I blade it all the way on the back side of the green, and I think I 3-putted for an 11. I remember 7 over on one hole.
And just so people know, what was your, your average probably then was what, 76?
Yeah,
Something
75,
like that.
76. I mean,
Like, he's not a bad golfer.
no,
You don't shank.
No, I don't. I never shank, but I don't know. I don't know what happened, but I did. Just dead shanked it. And and throughout this whole hole, my coach is not with me. And you can't, like, parents can't talk to their kids.
Yeah.
There's no one that can talk to you except your teammates and your coach.
Yep.
So coach is nowhere to be found, and I'm like, I'm not crying, but I'm close. I'm like, I don't know. It was so much nerves and, I don't know, the expectation to do good.
Yep.
It was.
Well, it's like a once in a lifetime
Literally,
thing.
I didn't know if I'd be
Yeah.
back, and I'm just like, I had a good round going, and sure
Yep.
enough, make 11. Next hole's like a par 5, and I'm just like drying my eyes. I'm like, all right, Randall. I literally said to myself, I'm like, there's nobody here, and I don't know, getting maybe spiritual with it, but I literally felt like Jesus was with me because no one else was.
Spiritual, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, because I was like, there's no one else with me right now, and I have to face this by myself.
Yeah.
My dad is kind of cool. My dad said he saw me grow up right in front of him right there. And that was a defining moment because
Yeah.
I was by myself. I had to grow up right there and say, hey, if I want to put in a score for my team, I got to fight. Like,
Yep.
this is not just about my score. This is team. Like, we got to
Yep.
still have a good
It's
score.
so easy to have a pity party for yourself.
Oh, easy.
State tournament.
Oh, you suck,
like,
Randall.
yeah, you're trash.
You're trash. You
I
can't
did
play
that a
golf.
lot. I
Oh.
shouldn't have. But anyway, keep going.
So, parred. I remember I parred the next hole. Finished out with 3 pars on the front. So,
Yeah.
ended up doing well. And I think I ended up shooting 85.
Wow.
So, if I had parred, I think I would have shot 78. So,
Okay.
I shot, I think, 40 on the back or something like
Yeah.
that. So, I finished pretty strong.
Yeah.
And then, that moment, though, like, I think walking off the green on hole 6 was, it was pretty cool afterwards. Dad was like, I saw you grow up right there.
You could see, yeah.
He just like, you said, you know what? I know I'm by myself, and
Yep.
I've screwed up, like, bad.
Yeah.
And I remember we used my score. So one of the other guys shot like a 91, I think.
Yeah.
So my score mattered.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day, I think I shot 78.
Yeah.
So finished fairly strong.
And I would highly encourage anyone to send their kid to play some sort of sport.
For sure.
Because
yeah.
it's
The team aspect too.
the team, and I mean, there's just so many things that can be applied. Like you, at that moment, it was clearly like when you walked off that green, you had to grow up like now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like
Otherwise, I'm going to shoot 100.
Yeah.
Literally.
And that's a big moment. I mean, that's like it's hard especially because you won't be able to relive that again and like go to the state tournament now. That's the only
Yeah.
time. And for me, it was more growing up in the, shooting the worst round I had shot in probably 3-4 years.
At least.
Like I probably, I don't know if I shot in the 90s even in my freshman year.
I doubt it.
Maybe
dude.
once.
I don't know.
But it was probably 3 or 4 years, and I was playing pretty well and just shoot my worst round ever, and now I got to go out and compete. And that just like, I don't know, determination and willpower to get stuff done, I think it's really good. Like, especially in life. Like, I know I've gone through some hard stuff. Everyone has gone through something. And, I just think it's really good to face that. In sports, you face so many different things. The team aspect, you have to get along with people.
Yeah.
You play on a team, you don't like someone, suck it up, buttercup.
Yeah,
Like,
grow up. I mean, yeah.
And that was another thing that, and maybe we can kind of finish with this, was our coaches, both of them, because I had 2 different coaches. They both were super strong on, you play for your teammates.
Oh, 100%.
Do not play for yourself. You play for your teammates. When something like that happens, you fight for your teammates. It's like your thoughts immediately went, okay, that was bad. I messed up. Same thing with life. Sometimes you mess up. Sometimes you do something you don't want to do. Sometimes it's just like, that was a mistake. I sinned. I messed up. But now I got to grow up and I got to fight. And your immediate thought was, I'm going to fight for my teammates. And that's why it's so important too when you're playing sports, is to build a connection with your teammates. And you're going to fight for them. And they got your back.
I was going to say, yep.
And that's actually huge, knowing that your teammates, like I know we played together one year, But you knew everyone on your team had your back.
Mm-hmm.
We might not agree on this, we might not agree on that. I mean, for the most part, we were all just.
Oh, it was the best time.
Oh yeah, it was so fun. And the camaraderie was really cool.
Yeah.
But that trust that we built with each other is like, I knew if someone had a bad hold, they're gonna fight.
Oh, 100%.
And I'm gonna fight for them. And same in life with family, even like your cousins and that type of thing. Just especially if you have your immediate family. Like, I think that's so important, and friends is too. So I would highly encourage people to play sports, and I guess hopefully that was a kind of a good. I don't know. Hopefully it was helpful for you guys.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Do you have anything to kind of wrap it up with?
Probably just the most important thing it taught me was, like, you couldn't be selfish. Taught me not to be selfish.
Yeah.
Because if you are, I mean, one, your teammates won't like that. They're like, oh, I heard you gave up.
Yeah.
That's, you don't want to hear that. Not
yeah.
at all. You know what I'm saying? So that was, I don't know. I still I remember that whole, that whole 6 at North Star. I'm going to remember that. Because it changed my life. Like,
Absolutely.
it actually did.
Yeah. That's so true.
Yep. So.
For sure. Well, yeah. Well, I think that's all we have for this episode.